Hello, my name is Jon Bushey, and this video is about some land for sale in the Philippines. Some people have watched my other videos about houses for sale in the Philippines, and they've asked if there's any land for sale that I know of. And this land is for sale. It's land that's owned through my Philippine corporation, so it's available for USA people. This is a plat map, and that white star is where I'm standing in the videos when I'm shooting the video. There's 10 lots, and the prices range from $21,500 up to $59,000 United States dollars. Kind of the average size and the average lot is 25,500. There's one smaller, a couple larger. The two down in the bottom right corner are actually view lots, and I'll show you that later. It's an amazing view of the mountains in Terra Alta. And towards the back of the lot is an irrigation canal, and I'll show you some video of that too. So I hope you're looking forward to seeing some land in the Philippines. So now I've moved the camera back into that corner where the view lots are. And there's a couple cows there. They don't come with the land, and those belong to a neighbor, and we're just using those to eat the vegetation so that you can get a better view of what the land is like. Oh, and that house right there, that's owned by a USA man. So your neighbors will be USA. And of course, if you buy one of the lots, then it'll all be USA and Canadian people. So those are the mountains, and you can see some white houses up on the mountains. That's Terra Alta. Terra Alta is a subdivision up in the mountains with mostly big houses up there. And this is that irrigation that I mentioned. It's got pretty good flow to it, so if any of you are gardeners and you're interested in getting some free water for your garden, it's available there. And in the corner you can see that's a stake, one of the surveying stakes and one of the monuments. So the whole land's been surveyed. It's all been flagged and cement markers put in the ground. That's one of the lath right there from the surveys. That's another one. It's kind of hard to see that one, but that's another one of the stakes. And so everything's already divided, and we have legal descriptions for everything. Foreigners cannot own land directly in the Philippines, but there are a number of ways that you can have control of the land. One way is through a trust, putting the land into a trust. You can also have a Filipino hold it for you. You can also put the land into a corporation, which is what we use. And we have an attorney that can handle all of that for you. Now we're down in the other corner at the back of the property, looking over the property again, and look at how blue the sky is and all the palm trees all over the place. The Philippines is really a beautiful country. This view is about halfway between the back and the front of the property, very close to the USA neighbor's house. And again, we're just kind of looking over the property. We're trying to get all the vegetation cut down. The cows are helping. I mentioned it was surveyed, and this is one of the concrete markers they put in the ground. That's a PS for private service, which means that a private surveyor put that mark in the ground, and it's one of their marks and not a government mark. Now we're looking at the other end of the road. So at the front of the property, bordering this government road, you can see this part is dirt, which the government will be finishing, and it will be cementing the whole thing. There's another one of the survey stakes. But it doesn't really matter that this part of the road is dirt, because our access road to drive onto the property is over on the cement part. Now this video is taken from about where the access road is going to be onto the property. And we'll get rid of those trees, of course. And there's one of the stakes denoting where the road's going to be, the private road going onto the property. As far as utilities, that's the water line. It's not a very good shot. I'll put in a still photo showing the water. And then there's also electricity across the road. So there's the power lines. You can't see those very well. So in the next shot, we're going to have a drone go up, and then you'll be able to see the power lines better. So this is the aerial view, and look at that blue sky and the palm trees and all the green grass. Beautiful sight in the Philippines. I'll tip the camera down so we can see more of the land and not so much of the sky. So this is an aerial shot of the land, but I also should kind of explain that this land is in Valencia, which is a suburb of Dumaguete, and a lot of foreigners like to live and have land and own houses in Valencia. It is probably the most well-to-do, the most affluent community around Dumaguete. And a lot of that is because of the foreigners. The foreigners bring in a lot of money. The foreigners in the Philippines are considered rich, and so the rich foreigners prefer to live in Valencia. This property here is just a few minutes from the Valencia Plaza, which is the center of Valencia, and it's along a national highway. The road that accesses the property, that road over there where my car is parked, is just a few hundred meters from the national highway, and it's cement. It's important to have a cement road. So yeah, the location is great. The land in Valencia is expensive. This land isn't bad though. It's a little bit less than normal prices in Valencia, and it is kind of a status symbol. That if somebody asks you, where's your land, where do you live, being able to tell them that you have land or you're living in Valencia, they'll probably be jealous of that if they're a foreigner. We can get a better view of the power poles here. So that's where the electricity comes from. And that's me standing in the road flying the drone. I've heard a lot of different opinions from foreigners why they prefer to live in Valencia. Some practical reasons is that the electricity is cheaper, the water's cheaper, a lot of things are cheaper, rather than the big town of Dumaguete, and I say that tongue-in-cheek because Dumaguete isn't a very big town, and Valencia is a lot smaller. A lot of people like the hometown, small town feel of Valencia. But the one big reason quoted a lot is it's a lot cooler, and there's a breeze coming off the mountain and also the altitude. So I think it's, like 1,000 feet difference from Dumaguete, which is at sea level, coming up to Valencia. It's about 1,000 feet, and we're sitting on the side of a mountain. And so it's much cooler, probably 10 degrees Fahrenheit cooler in Valencia than it is in Dumaguete. And some people say that the air is cleaner and things like that. It probably is because there's a lot of traffic and stuff in Dumaguete. There's a lot of construction and things, whereas you don't get that in Valencia at all. Valencia is a bedroom community, and so quite different than Dumaguete. Well, thank you for joining me on this video today, and I will leave my contact information in the description. I hope you have a nice day.